What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn People Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to talk about a movie that we just saw last night called My Old Ass. What an interesting title for sure. We're also going to talk about some of the movies that are coming out over the next couple of weeks that we're kind of excited about or not so excited about. And maybe talk about some of the other things that we've watched over the last week that maybe we think that you should or should not check out. As always, I am joined by my co-host here, Mr. Don Fisher. How are you today, bud?
Yo, what's poppin', Colonels? Another lovely weekend down in this quickly eroding year. Eroding in the year is almost over, and also eroding because we're getting close to that dreaded, horrible election time. I know that we try to be optimistic as a people, but the discourse is always ugly. As of the past decade, really. But we here, we surviving somehow, and we'll make it through, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an intriguing. I don't even know if intriguing is the right word, but it's definitely an interesting time to be alive, as it always is. It doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on. Well, it does, but it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. This time of the year or this time of the, whenever this voting time comes, it has become such a um, crazy ride for
Yeah,
anyone
it's like a
involved.
movie.
Yeah, it really
Weirdly
is.
enough.
It really is. But before we talk about the movie that we saw last night, quick shout out to our boy Andrew over at the Soho House. He always takes good care of us. We appreciate what he does for us. And then on top of that, just a shout out to the Soho House in general for the hospitality as always.
AV Andrew.
We appreciate that as always. But over the next couple of weeks, we have some interesting films. I just figured what we'll do is I'll name a movie. You just say excited. Scale of 1 to 10. We'll just go that way. We'll go that route. We'll go the old fashioned, just a quick. We don't even have to go into details. Just a 1 through 10. Obviously, the one film that I'm going to bring up right away, I know you're very interested in seeing, and that is going to be The Crow. Comes out on Friday. Haven't heard a whole lot about this. A little disappointed we're not getting a screening, but
Yeah.
I will be there Thursday night to go see it. Very, very excited. I'm gonna jump out. I'm like probably like a 7.
Yeah, since The Crow is my favorite, the original Crow, I don't care about the other sequels. This one it looks very different, so it's very hard. Some of the posters, I have to admit, they look very CW. But I am optimistic that they will take this seriously. So I'm gonna join you with the 7. I just hope it's good. Please be good.
Yeah, so this is my thing. Okay, it's going to be very hard to compare to the original, right? Like it's going to be very, very hard to compare to the original. Because of that, I'm like, it doesn't have to, right? If it gives me a solid, like, decent thriller, cool kills, tries to stand out on its own, doesn't try to be too much like the original, but also like leans into some of the originality, I'll be happy with it. Like, I look at the trailers and I see the movie, I'm like, oh, look, it's the Hot Topic Crow. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like mid 2000s grunge Crow is what we're looking at. You know what I mean? Which is Skarsgård's amazing. Probably the biggest reason why I think it's just that rating is as high as it is.
Yeah.
FK Twigs, very big fan of her as well. So, but yeah. All right. Next up, Blink Twice. Scale of 1 to 10.
This one looks interesting, and it's a directorial debut for Zoe Kravitz. So I think I'm leaning to about 8. It looks exciting, looks titillating.
I was at like a 4 until I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
As somebody knows, I don't watch trailers, but with us not getting a whole lot of screeners as of late, we've been going to the movies a lot. So when you go to the movies a lot, you get 7,850 trailers. I do tend to appreciate and really do appreciate my screeners from time to time because we don't get those 78 million trailers. But I've seen the Blink Twice trailer probably more times than I want to. But the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be good." Like,
Yeah.
it has potential. Very excited about it. I'm probably there too. Probably 8 of 10. I'm very excited. I'm very hit and miss on Channing Tatum because I feel like there's certain roles he can play and he can't. Fly Me to the Moon was not one of those roles. But let's move on to August 30th, 1992.
This is the one with Tyrese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's about a 10 for me. I am so interested. As soon as I believe it's like Death Row Records with Snoop is like the production company, I believe. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, count me in. I will be there."
I look, first off, as a Tyrese apologist, who I think that Tyrese is awesome, and I'm not just saying that because I love the Fast and the Furious movies, which I'm also saying that saying it because it's Fast and Furious movies. But to me, the concept and the idea of a man trying to rebuild his relationship with his son post uprising of the Rodney King verdict, like the hostility, the tension, I feel like this could really be really under the radar good.
Yep.
And because it's rated R, I do love that they're leaning into the heaviness of this story, which it's a heavy story.
Yep.
Hello, but to me, this could be good. And I think it could be really good. I really understand. I'm like a 10 on this as well. I am like elated to check this out. I cannot wait.
Yep.
I'm probably seeing it this week, so shout out to my boy Adam. But yeah, I do think that there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to this. I don't know. I'm with you. I'm glad you were like a 10, like excited for it because I was too. Let's see here. There's like 9 million movies coming out on August 30th. I'm trying to figure out which ones we're going to talk about. I don't even know what Afraid is. I really genuinely, I've probably seen the trailer for it, but I don't even know what it is. Am I missing something?
I don't know what that one is either. I don't think.
Oh, that's the wall one, right? Where the talking, the thing in the wall.
Oh,
the family assistant. Yeah.
With John Cho.
Yeah.
Look, this is a perfect time with AI being so big. Megan was a big hit. And this is kind of like, for us millennials going back to Smart House and seeing like the PG version. I feel like this is is this one rated R, PG-13?
Hang on, I clicked the wrong button. I was clicking on something trying to see what this movie was, and this is rated PG-13.
Well,
84 minutes though.
There's still some things they could probably do that kind of still give you that same kind of thrill. So yeah, I think that one, it is kind of following a wave of movies that are going to be similar like that. So I'm probably at like a 6.5. I love John Cho. But it does look interesting though.
I'm like a 5. I'll see it at some point. The one movie I know you're very excited about. I didn't realize this is coming out on the 30th too. Reagan is coming out on August 30th.
Oh, geez. Look, I don't know. With Costner and
Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing. I feel like they're reviving their careers backwards. And look, if you want to tell a story, tell a story. I just hope that you really tell the story. Because we got Google, so if you try to lie, we're gonna see those lies. We're gonna call them out. But no, I'm 0. I have no desire to see this movie.
I will not watch this movie.
No,
I don't care. I don't care at all. I saw the I didn't even see the trailer. I just saw the poster the other day.
I saw the poster.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is it coming out? All right, let's talk about September the 6th. I know there's a lot of movies that come out on the 30th, but we're gonna go to September because we got some movies to get through here. Beetlejuice. Let me go first. Mine is a negative 555 on a scale of fucking 10. This movie looks fucking abysmal. I have seen this trailer 500 times, and it sucks every single time. It looks atrocious. I, like my wife, my daughter, my wife's aunt, all like elated to see this fucking movie, and I just want to put my head through a wall. I've seen this trailer every time we go to the movies. I'm like, any trailer but Beetlejuice. Any trailer but Beetlejuice. Oh, there's fucking Beetlejuice again. Oh my, -500.
I'm at like a 2.5. Like the name is like a Beetlejuice, like brings back the nostalgia, but I think Beetlejuice is one of those movies like Hocus Pocus. That's like I mean, hell, like The Crow, kind of. These movies that are like people still watch these movies every year. So like a sequel or a reboot or whatever remake, it's not needed. It's really not needed. But we go see it because it's new and you kind of want to see if they call back to your favorite parts. We love Jenna Ortega, we do. But yeah, this movie it doesn't. There's nothing that's drawing me in that makes me I have to see this. Like I love the original, but I didn't think it needed any kind of follow up. I just don't. I don't wonder what what happened after they're dancing at the. I don't wonder. I don't need a. I need just that standalone and that's it. That's like them trying to make another Goonies. Don't make it. I love the actors in it, but I don't need another Goonies. This one did not need a sequel, a requel, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm gonna look at 2. I'll probably watch it if my wife wants to go see it, or if I just
I'll
have
hate
to.
watch it.
Yeah, and it's not something that I'm gonna go like, oh, I gotta be on Thursday to go see it. It's gonna be like if I happen to watch it, I'll watch
I'll watch it if Warner Brothers gives a screening of it.
it. Yeah.
The Front Room, A24's movie starring Brandy. I'm actually excited about this. I don't even know what about it. I haven't watched anything about the trailer. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I love Brandy. It's exciting to see her like act in a movie. Yeah, I'm like a solid 7 here.
I'm at a 9 because this this film could be very interesting for people who are in interracial relationships, specifically marriages. Because there is always that what if a family member feels a certain way, but nobody knows they feel this way except you. Like that's what really drew me in is just this. She's like, no, you don't see what's going on. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like playing it off because I'm the little helpless old lady while smirking in her face. Oh my God. Like I want to see this really, but you know what? A 10, damn it.
I went to like 8 or 9 after seeing it's rated R too. So
yeah, and Brandy, I don't think people realize she has like her style of acting is like it's really smooth. I don't know how to else to contextualize it, but it's like smooth and she really goes for it. She can do the little Hallmark shit, like she did that little Christmas movie for Netflix and do fine. But when she's in her bag and doing something that has some meat to it, she's really good.
Yeah, exactly. Moving to September 13th. Never mind. I'm not even going to touch that movie. The 10-foot pole. Let's see here. The Killer's Game, Dave Bautista. I'm at like a 4 on this just because it looks like a movie I've seen 150 times.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it's like a spin-off of the My Spy movies, which are good. The movies are good. Like him and is it Jenna Coleman or something Coleman? She's good. But Chloe Coleman, maybe something like that. Yeah, I mean the movie looks cool, but yeah, like you said, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
Like spies turning on each other. I mean, but we love Bautista, but it's like he can do other things besides be an action guy. Like we know his range is pretty deep, so like give him some like real work.
Yeah, exactly. Speak No Evil. I probably was higher on this a month ago because I've seen the trailer 7 times.
I know.
And the same trailer over and over again.
The same one.
And it's like, all right, I get it. I'm probably like a 5.
I think I'm probably at a 7, but I would like to watch the original first
Yeah,
and then kind of see like how. I mean, I heard the original like it came out in like
2 years ago.
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard it was received well. I don't think I think I missed it, but yeah. Once I see that, and then I can kind of go off what they're trying to do. I don't know if this is like a British Office, American Office situation, where like I like the British one, but I think the American one was a little better up until Steve Carell left.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm. It looks pretty good. It looks really interesting. We know that. Um, I've lost his name now.
McAvoy.
Yeah, James McAvoy.
Yeah.
He can play psychotic. He can play unhinged very well. So this might be a banger.
Yeah, it can be. I like him. I think he's twisted. I just feel like the trailer has just. It's just to me. It's just like just like the Killer's Game. It's kind of like a movie I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I've seen before. Bagman. Never heard of it. This poster does look a little creepy.
Is that a like Shutter and IFC thing or
Lionsgate horror movie?
Lionsgate?
Yeah.
I
0 out
haven't.
of 10.
I've just seen the poster.
If I go off the poster, it's like a 7 because the poster's kind of
Yeah,
cool. But
it looks interesting, and I don't really know what it's about, but it looks like, oh, okay, yeah.
Never Let Go, the Holly Berry movie, which
I'm curious.
yeah,
I'd probably
I'll
say
wait to see
like,
it's like on like I'm not gonna go see it in theaters,
yeah,
but
I'd say about a 6. Like, it
probably
kind of
5. Yeah.
feels like in the same wheelhouse as A Quiet Place or Bird Box
Yeah,
or
so I was gonna say Bird
Knock on the
Box.
Cabin, something like that. Yeah, it does look interesting because there is a supernatural thing to it, so I'm into it. I just need I need a little more context to really
Yeah,
sell it.
for
Not a whole
sure.
lot more, but I just don't want it to be like, oh, they were hallucinating everything. You know what I mean? Like I'll be pissed off if that's the case.
Let's see here. Transformers 1.
Oh,
I'm at a negative 450. So let's
yeah, I'm not into it. I don't. I'm good. I'll pass.
see
You know,
here.
if it comes across the desk, I'll take a swing at it, but not too high on it. I'm good.
Kate Winslet and Lee. I actually saw this. I didn't realize it was finally coming out in theaters. It's decent. I liked it. I think it's worth a watch, but not
That's the one she's playing the character from Civil War, right? Essentially.
more or less. Yeah, it's the prequel.
She's playing
Uh,
the character that she's like idolizing or whatever in the movie.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Megalopolis or whatever the fuck.
I don't know. Director, he's status of all status. When you mention that name, the actors are super huge. I've heard very mixed feelings about this movie. Most of them were on the negative side. But I'm with Coppola on, hey, you've had all these superhero movies, even though that's one of my realms. But he's like, you've had these movies. Why don't you partake in something else? Which kind of seems that he's a little salty, but whatever.
Exactly.
And it is getting a boost. I heard recently from Utopia, which is his nephew's company, Robert Schwartzman. If people didn't know, I see people like, "Oh, good on Utopia." I'm like, he should. That's his uncle. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I mean, it's Adam Driver led. I'll watch it. I'm. I wouldn't say I'm super excited, but I'm incredibly interested because I don't know what it's about. Uh, that's one of those ones where I don't want a whole lot of I don't want a lot of context because it is already the trailer itself is very aloof, and it could be like another Babylon, or something along those lines where the ones who got it, and the ones who didn't. You know what I mean?
For sure. I agree. If you didn't get Babylon, you belong in a ditch.
Yeah.
All right, that is it for September, really. And let's go ahead and, like I said, we're going to talk about the upcoming movie coming out in theaters. When did My Old Ass come out? I don't even know when it comes out.
September 13th, I believe, is when it comes in to select theaters, and I think it goes wide like the 26th of September or something like that.
I'd expect a quick turnaround to Prime Video as well. So,
Yeah.
with being Amazon. But let's talk about My Old Ass.
Yeah, my old ass. I just like saying that. An 18th birthday mushroom trip brings Elliot face to face with her wisecracking 39-year-old self. When the older Elliot starts handing out warnings about her younger self uh should and shouldn't do, she realizes she has to rethink everything about her family, or about family, love, and what's becoming a transformative summer. The film stars Maisie Stella, Aubrey Plaza, and Percy Hines White. And yes, I know, I'm sure people are still kind of on the fence about Percy. I don't know if anything came from anything that was being talked about, but he's in it. Deal with it, and all the other stuff will play out as it should. All right. Um, but
Wait, what are we talking about?
well, he got like kicked off of Wednesday because there's some kind of allegations of some inappropriate something or other. I don't know the
Oh,
specifics, um, but I know like he had kind of vanished from things for a little while.
yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Wow. That's news to me. Sweet.
Yeah,
Not sweet.
I'll let you go first.
So, okay. I have been on what I like to say a very much a rut in the world of film recently. I felt like for a long, extensive time that no matter what movie I was seeing in theaters, I felt like I was seeing completely different movies from everybody else. From It Ends With Us to Trap to Deadpool Wolverine to Twisters, like the list kind of goes on and on for me as of movies that I've seen as of recent, and Long Legs being the key one as well. Those type of movies, I felt like I was on the opposite end of the fence with, and which is fine. I feel like it happens, it does, but I felt like I was like in this mood of, am I ever going to watch a good movie ever again? there was a stretch run that I thought maybe my time as a movie critic might have lapsed because of this. Going into this film, I will prefix this with saying we're not going to talk about spoilers because honestly, the best way to talk about this film is probably with spoilers. But there's a lot of different factors that go into what makes this film what it is, right? Megan Park wrote quite possibly one of the best scripts of the year. There is a delicacy to the story of watching Elliot become this version of herself. There's a lot of intricacies that happen with her character, and it's very much a type of movie that gives a lot of self-reflection. It gives you a lot of looking within. It gives you an idea, perspective of, shit happens. You know what I mean? Bad shit's gonna happen, and no matter how you twist it, like sometimes that shit happens for a reason. You know what I mean? Like that's how a lot of things happen with life. And that's kind of like how this movie is. It's like a part comedy, part love story, part coming of age tale that really just scratched the surface of what was incredible writing by Megan Park. I can stand from the rooftops to talk about how the modernization of a coming of age story that will resonate with the modern generation will just just blows me away. Like this, it's crazy. This isn't based on a book that has been written. Like this feels like a movie that would have been a book. Cannot believe it's. I was looking at it. Megan Park wrote it. She wrote this bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like she wrote it. And I'll be honest with you, I've seen plenty of films this year, and I don't know if there is many performances that I loved as much as Maisie Stella's in this film. She, from beginning to end, this is her film. This is her. This Elliot is Maisie, and Maisie is Elliot, and it truly is remarkable to watch her kind of transform within the character the way that she has. Like, this is like looking at her filmography. I was kind of blown away that this is like really her first ever feature film. She played on the show Nashville for like 119 episodes or whatever it is, but this is like her first feature film performance. And that, to me, when you watch this film, there's just no way to believe that this girl hasn't been acting for longer than that. It's believable. It's viable. Nothing is overwritten. Nothing is over dramatized. There's one scene in this movie that is absolutely gut wrenching. And it's one of the most incredibly written twists that you really don't see coming ever in a million years, that leaves your jaw on the floor. And I can't rave about this enough. I mean, this is a damn near perfect film. What about you, Dom?
Yeah, so my old ass is, it's like the timing of it coming out is like a perfect time, because I feel like it serves as a buffer from the blockbusters of the summer leading into the fall, because it is like a breath of fresh air, which is funny because a lot of the film takes place outside. But yeah, it checks a lot of the boxes. It's female led, queer representation. You have this mixed friend group. And then you have all the things you want emotionally, from the comedy, from the drama, from the emotional uh, moments. It's one of those ones where you'd be hard pressed to really find anything that you hate unless you just want to hate on it. It's just, I caught myself, for a while, like, looking myself like as out of body experience watching this film, and I kept smiling and I couldn't help it. Like, there was this smirk on my face, and part of me wanted to look around and see if anybody was looking at me, because I don't know why I was smiling so much. But there's this charm throughout the entire film, and a lot of that is Maisie Stella. There's something effortless that about her when she gets in this role. Like, it just seems like she might just be playing. Maybe she's playing herself. I don't know if this is just her, or she's just this this good of an actress. And then just the right amount of Aubrey Plaza in this film, because she can steal the film from you because she's that good, but it gives you just enough to warrant like them being the stars of the film. But this is Maisie's film, and I mean, the family moments, the friend moments, the romance, like it comes together perfectly. And that was one of the first things I said to Ricky as we're leaving. I was like, man, it felt like a book. Like, this felt like the perfect little like romance novel. Like, this is exactly when I remember when I watched The Fault in Our Stars, right? And I was like, I wanted to cry. I watched the movie because I wanted to cry, right? And this movie, it didn't get me there because there's a lot of people around and I don't cry around people, okay? But damn it, if I was by myself, I probably would have been wiping my face. And I've seen others in our screening doing that exact thing. They're all you hear
Got me
sniffles,
going, man.
sniffles among laughter, which is a great mix, man. When you get to feel this cathartic feeling, and it is written in a way that is very genuine and very real. The lingo, the way that friends actually talk to each other, I think that's the most important things. Like, a lot of these films, when you have like a friend group, the dynamics are not real. It feels formulaic, it feels fake. And this really just felt like some friends kicking it and sitting in the awkward moments and telling each other how they really feel and seeing a genuine kind of response. Like, it's a great film. I do feel like, unfortunately, it's going to fly under the radar, but the ones who see this, I think this is going to get a cult push. I think the same way that maybe this recent It Ends With Us had this kind of cult push because of the book readers and the whole camaraderie of the floral thing. This I think will have the same kind of cult push. It might be a little later, but I think it will. Um, and I think it is very relatable on many levels because, I mean, if you haven't been in your late teens, early to mid 20s, and gone to the woods and done mushrooms with your friends, I mean, what are you doing? We've all done it. So yeah, man, I when it comes out, will I see it again? Yes. Will I take my wife? Yes. She will see it again. Like it is that good, is that refreshing, and I mean Maisie, and along with her co-stars, like the other ones that are fresh faces that have been in shows or little things like here and there. There's an effortlessness for everybody. Um, we know that Percy is a seasoned veteran, but even with him, I think he was pulled into a new bag because he was free. He was really nil. I mean, I'll give you one specific scene that, which is why I love the film so much and the realness. There's a scene where he is in the water and he puts something in his mouth and like some seaweed and has to spit it out. And it gets kind of caught and the spit doesn't go like perfectly, but it looked so real and organic. And I feel like that was one of those things in most films they would shoot that over and they were like, no, that's perfect because this is supposed to be real. And that's exactly how it came off. So yeah, I have nothing but positive things to say. Hopefully this gets the same reaction from everybody else in the critic world to really boost this film because it is that good.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those films that should be definitely in the conversation at the Independent Film
The Spirit
Awards.
Awards,
Spirit
yeah.
Awards, there it is. It definitely should be in that conversation because it's that good. It definitely brings a lot of different avenues to the table for me. Definitely can't wait to talk. I can't wait to talk a little bit more in depth about it because there's a lot of
Yeah.
the film that it takes a lot because there's one hilarious montage in this movie that is fantastic too. That being said, all right, Dom, what have you watched this past week that you liked or didn't like?
So we know that Jackpot just dropped on Prime Video with Aquafina, John Cena. It's a duo that we probably knew we should have gotten before, and they succeeded in being hilarious. The film was absurd and fun and fast paced. It's a good time. Dee, I saw Dee. I know you guys have probably seen Instagram promo. To me, it feels like a in the same realm as like eighth grade, mid 90s. I really liked it. It takes place around 2008 in the MySpace and Facebook battle era. So the lingo and the birth of like the big emergence of YouTube. So it feels nostalgic, but also like relevant because of what the story is about, like finding your people, finding yourself, and trying to see where you fit in, making mistakes. It's a really good film. What else did I watch? Oh, The Union on Netflix. Pass. You can skip it. You've seen this movie a million times. The movie's predictable. Do I like looking at Halle Berry for a whole movie? Of course, I love Halle Berry. Mark Wahlberg, he's okay, you know. But yeah, the movie is very passable for me. My Penguin Friend, cute movie. Would I recommend you spending your money to go see it? If you want to, but maybe not. Daughters. You want to cry? Watch Daughters. Netflix documentary. I ugly cried. Okay, I was by myself, so I cried, and it's a rough one, man. It's a rough one. If you ever have any family that's been incarcerated or you just feel for these kind of situations, watch this movie. Cuckoo was interesting. It kind of felt like the German Jordan Peele made this movie. It felt like a eugenics nightmare hellscape. Um, I was still kind of confused on some aspects of the film. There's a lot going on. I think it's one of those ones you got to watch twice to kind of get all the little hidden messages and shit, but it's a cool movie. Borderlands. Just don't. don't. Everything bad you heard about this movie, it's worse. I'm sorry. Like I did not care for that movie. I wanted to. I mean, from the jump, I thought the casting choices were weird. I love those actors, but I thought the casting choices were weird, except for Rosen, something like that. But I just look when you as myself, when you start falling asleep during like action sequences, like it's the movie is dead in the water. Uh, I didn't care for it. Today, I think I watched Low Lifes. People have been talking about it all over TikTok. It's pretty decent. It is. It kind of gives you Wrong Turn meets The Strangers vibes. It's on Tubi, and I think it might be a Tubi original, and it's actually pretty decent. There's some more. There's some others, but that's my spiel. But the best that I have watched recently has been My Old Ass, and I can't wait to keep telling people, "Hey, go see My Old Ass. Have you seen My Old Ass?" And that's gonna be really fun for me for the next month.
So for me, I didn't hate Borderlands as much as Don did. I had a little bit of fun with it. I do think there's fun to be had with it. I definitely feel like it's a lot more fun if you name the movie something other than Borderlands, probably. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like but it definitely should have been rated R as well. Like that 1000% should have been rated R. It ends with us. I saw that. You can throw that whole entire fucking movie in the trash can. The entire movie is shown in the trailer, which is weird. I hate when that happens. We never really talked about Trap on the show, but was not a big fan of it. Thought it was okay. Definitely feel like it could have been a lot better. But yeah, I think that's really it. I've been watching. There's a new show. It's a new reality TV show. Obviously, you know me. I'm a reality TV guy. It's called Anonymous. It's hitting USA Network tomorrow. First three episodes. Doing some interviews for it, but it's actually fantastic. Love the concept. It's a balance of gameplay inside a house and inside anonymous mode. So basically, the people live in the house together, and then when you're in anonymous mode, you're playing under a digital like character that nobody knows who is who. So you can talk shit, play the game, fuck around, make fun of people, stir up drama, and nobody knows it's you.
It's the real life internet.
Basically, yes, it really is. So fun, fascinating, really like it. Some old faces you'll recognize and some new faces as well. That drops tomorrow on the USA Network. I finally watched Fly Me to the Moon. Was very, very disappointed in that film. That movie was 45 minutes too long.
Yeah.
I never thought it was going to end. Channing Tatum, I sent this question on Twitter, didn't realize it was going to get so many people's panties in a wad. That I think Channing Tatum is a good comedic actor. I think Channing Tatum is a good action actor. I just don't think that I'm sure Channing Tatum can act. And that to me is one question that I don't know if will ever know, because he plays roles like this where he's clearly out of his element. And I felt like Scarlett Johansson was actually really good in this. Yeah. I felt like she was really good. I also just didn't feel like Channing Tatum fit in the era of the film of which it was being sold to me. Because again, we've talked about this on the show before. I'm not really a conspiracy theory guy. I love reading about conspiracy theories, but I don't believe in conspiracy theories. But one conspiracy theory that I like to believe in is that we never landed on the moon. And I really feel like they didn't lean heavy enough into the idea and the concept of that being true. And I felt like a movie that was selling it as a movie that was selling it as the movie, the thing actually happened videotaped, they didn't do it well enough to really sell that. So that really pissed me off too, because that was the whole reason why I wanted to see this damn movie. And then I finally watch it and it's dog shit. With dogs, there's some good elements. Like I said, Scarlett Johansson's actually really good.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson too, but he's pretty much a dickhead and good in pretty much everything.
Yeah, that's it's funny that like they're like, man, we need an asshole. Call Woody up.
Yeah, exactly. Very excited. Coming this week, obviously. We're going to see The Crow, so we're definitely going to talk about that. This next week's episode is going to be talking about The Crow. Very excited to dive into that. I'm going to also, I think Dom will too. I'm going to go see Blink twice this week. Are you going to go see that as well?
Yeah.
Definitely go see Blink twice. And then on top of that, Wednesday, we're going to see A Different Man, which is this Sebastian Stan movie. I think Dom's going. We're not sure yet. We'll figure that out, but maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll make an appearance, maybe he won't. Who knows? I don't know if we'll be able to talk about that next week. But if we can, we will. And if not, then we won't. So you won't hear anything from us about it, other than we'll be like, hey, don't go see that movie. But yeah, we're inching closer and closer to award season, which is kind of fun to think about. We're almost in September, which is that final stretch run towards the back half of the year. But outside of that, we thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of the Popcorn People podcast, and we'll be back next week.